everyone, this is Rodrigo Polesso and this is Bruno Piccinini. We're talking for Máquina Automática de Vendas, and here today we are in sunny San Diego here with a very special guest, Mr. Mike Filsaime, one legend internet marketer, the top internet marketers in the whole world. And I'm gonna thank you very much for participating with us.
My
We're
pleasure.
gonna talk a little bit about sales today, some techniques, a bit about Mike, so I think it's gonna be very useful. First of all, I just want Mike to say a few words about himself in case you don't know him. So Mike, thank you very much for participating. If you can say a little.
Yeah, my pleasure. So I've been online marketing now since about October of 2003, so we're coming up on 11 years now. I started out at home while I was still a general manager in the automobile business in New York, and since then internet marketing has been very good to me. I've done about 50 million online. Last year I moved my company from New York here to California to partner with Andy Jenkins. We formed a company called Marketing Genesis. We're going to have an 8-figure year, wrapping that up this month. Next month makes our full year, and we've launched products like Video Genesis, Genesis Labs, Webinar Genesis, Webinar Jam, Traffic Genesis, and Deal Guardian in the last year.
Yeah, a lot of Brazilians know a lot about your work. I'm pretty sure, like Video Genesis, for example, it was like very famous in Brazil.
Well. Yeah, a friend of ours said to say hi. He said to say hi. He's even in one of the testimony for Webinar Gems. He's called Rogério, and he's used your stuff and simply love it.
Hi, shout out to you.
Yeah, a lot of people really like use that stuff for their business. So the first question when we were talking about like what to ask you, like what can we ask to make
Everything.
everything have people to improve their life and their sales online is like that part where you say that you used to be a car salesman, and then we read about like how that helped in your business today online, and so we want to ask how that helped your online sales. How was the transition for a car salesman, like let's say a traditional job, to like this whole online business, that whole success?
Well, I didn't start out as a salesperson. Even though my father was in the automobile business before I was even born, my brother was in it for 2 years while I was working at a supermarket, and I was going to school at New York Institute of Technology for computer science. So I actually, when I was in high school, and the year after high school, I was actually programming. Now back then the internet wasn't around in 1986, so I was programming in things like BASIC and Pascal. I actually wrote a program for my dad to check his lottery tickets, because we always say we could have been millionaires and we don't know, because the winnings would come on the news at like 10:30 at night, and he'd have like 18 tickets and he'd fall asleep circling them, but he played the same numbers every week. So I put them into, there was no database back then, you had to put them on a little 5¼ floppy disk drive. I stored all of his numbers, and then we would put the winning numbers in every week and match it against that. So I ended up creating a program that had all the rules for all 50 states and sold it to Lottery Players magazine. So I was a little bit of an entrepreneur and even software developer back in that day. But at Pathmark, I was making about $50,000 a year, and my brother was making about $55,000, $60,000 a year as a salesman. In 1986, that would equate to about $90,000, $100,000 today. It was pretty good money, and I said, well, you know, I think I'm just as smart as my brother. So I got into the automobiles business. Started out in sales for 3 years, worked my way up into finance manager, then sales manager, then general sales manager, and then eventually became the general manager of the 2nd largest Hyundai dealership in the country and the 9th largest Toyota dealership in the country. And when I left the automobile business to come into online sales, I had realized that they were starting to use things like social proof, urgency, commitment and consistency, scarcity, urgency, all these different things that were being spoken about, and I was so naive. I said, oh my God, they're stealing all this stuff from the car business. And then I found out about a book called Influence, The Psychology of Persuasion by Robert Cialdini. And then I learned about all of these influence factors, and then I realized, wow, the guy that created what was known as, in the automobile business, the desk system, and in the Northeast, a guy named Don Rosenbaum, he used all of these things. He used to say you need to create a like affair with the customer, and in authority, that was in influence, that was called liking. You know, getting the customer to like you. People do business, and then the laws of scarcity and all of these different things, why we only advertise 3 available in stock and all these things. I said, oh my goodness, this guy actually read this book and applied it to the automobile business. So being in the automobile business, for getting in it in 1990, I didn't become a pro until 2000, until I started working for this. We were the largest privately held auto group in the country. And we were doing 500 cars a month when other stores were doing 80 to 120. Yeah. So I became a pro at that time, and those last 4 years in the car business is when I really understood what makes people buy. Everybody wants to buy. They want to have all the information they need to make an informed decision, and you need to guide them, and you have to know the influence factors that make them make the right decision, so you can help lead them to a right decision. So having that background definitely helped me come to be a showman, if you would say, when it's time to sell products and get in front of a video.
We usually say that human psychology never changes, right? So you can apply to cars, you can apply on the internet.
It's just the way it is. You know, the psychology with Freud and the id, the ego, the superego, all these things. Whenever anybody says something, well, I don't respond to stimuli. Well, you know, take a look at your sneakers and see if they say Nike on it or whatever, and why we wear brands and everything like that. And if you look at, you know, different animals, whether it's chimpanzees or gorillas or dogs or horses, you know, they say the horse whisperer, or how to train a dog or whatever. Every animal has certain ways that it reacts to certain stimuli, and human beings are the same way. We have certain reactions with certain people. I like to study, like, why do we laugh? Why are we the only species that has humor? Why is it that when a dog sees another dog walk into a pane glass window, another dog doesn't laugh, but as humans we find that funny? And it's called pattern interrupt. Joking is because humans are the only animals on Earth that can put the pieces of the puzzle together. We can connect the dots. So when we are looking for a pattern, and then I tell you a joke, and the pattern breaks, a reaction to us is to laugh. And laughter comes from being social creatures. When we go and we meet people and we laugh, that's our wanting to fit into a society, into a social group. So when we come in and we're laughing, we're basically telling people, I'm a good guy. I can fit into this tribe. You don't have to fear me. So all these different things, when you start understanding human behavior, human psychology, these things, you can start to understand how you can start positioning your products and your offers to make people want to be part of your tribe and your group and want to buy from you.
Yeah. Yeah, that's one of the things, like, we saw a lot of people when we were talking about before, that a lot of people struggle with selling online. It's just because they think, I don't know the tools, I don't know the Facebook ads or that thing or that other shiny thing. But when in fact, like, most of the top internet marketing guys in the world, they had some kind of salesmanship background. Like, they started like you as car salesman, or whatever, selling something door to door. I think Frank Kern started door to door. You sell credit card machines. So everyone has that salesmanship skills that are required. Apart from that, do you think there's any other reason why people struggle so much to, like, create or sell something online? Because it seems like we understand what we are supposed to do, but some people struggle a lot, and we don't know. Like, sometimes it's inertia, entrepreneurial skills, salesmanship skills. What is your?
Yeah, we see that we have all the tools we need to sell online, but people still struggle to sell their stuff.
Yeah. Well, first thing is technology is the enemy, so you never want to let technology get in the way. At the end of the day, the only thing that we want to be is marketers. All right, we don't want to be experts at WordPress and building pages and shopping carts and figuring out affiliate software or anything like that. I have a guy in our mastermind, and he's been doing this for about 9 months, and he comes to me with this incredible funnel built out and everything. And even me, I'm impressed. I'm like, how did you do all that? And he looks at me like, why are you surprised? I'm like, well, you got all this done. He goes, I didn't do any of it, Mike. I'm focusing on the marketing message. I went to Elance and Fiverr and got people to build this for me for like $300. Isn't that what I'm supposed to do? I said, yes, that's what you're supposed to do. You want to be a marketer. At the end of the day, you know, people say I'm a health and fitness. No. What we have to know first, the thing that drives our business is marketing. So the only thing we want to be a student of is marketing. Getting our pages built, you know, get somebody to design your funnel, learn the marketing, put it on a whiteboard, and take a picture of it and then send it to somebody on Fiverr and say, I want this built with lead pages. And they'll build it for you and you'll have it back for you in just a couple of days. We can't let the technology get in our way, and I think people, when they get online, they start hearing things like FTP, and I need a server, and I should have cloud-based servers, and just hearing that right now starts scaring me. That if I had to start today to worry about that stuff. Getting published online is the easiest part of the job, as long as you let somebody else do it. So rule number one, never get your hands dirty. Become a marketer, study the copywriting books, learn from you guys. What you guys are doing is teaching people the marketing and how to create messages. And obviously the other end of the equation is providing value. Yep. You have to, we're all an expert at something. If you work at a job, we have to understand that somebody out there is getting your end product, your expertise. The people that you work for are buying you wholesale and selling you retail. So you have to get rid of the middleman, which is your boss, and you have to realize, well, if somebody's willing to buy me wholesale, then I have a skill, and that skill is retailable on a global market instead of just to my boss where I'm making $40,000 a year.
Yeah, true, definitely true.
Yeah, you said just outsource, right? Just some people, some entrepreneurs in Brazil, they really prefer kind of studying their field. So if they're fitness experts, they're going to study that. They don't care about marketing, they don't care about copyright, they don't care about anything. So that's actually when we come in play. We want to be that automatic piece that people can count on. So if they want the marketing done, they just know that we have that done for them. They don't need to study all the books because the software and the course actually takes care of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
absolutely. I have a way to position this sometimes that I tell people that first it's going to sound very bad to hear, almost like you can rip people off. So let me completely finish the thought. A good offer can sell anything, even crap and even fraud. Yeah. That's why cons work. Yeah. And no offense to, God rest his soul, guys like Don Lapre, who used to do all the infomercials. They had good offers, but they didn't have good products. There's guys recently in the US like Kevin Trudeau, who was imprisoned because he knew how to create good offers and he was selling crap. So a good offer can sell anything. Yeah. Even crap. So we have to realize first, the offer trumps everything, because you can make millions of dollars selling crap and defrauding people. What ends up happening is you end up in jail, right? And
maybe losing
you're hurting people. You end up losing everything. And in this global age, there's transparency. You're not going to get away with it very long. People have a voice and they can talk.
You can do it once.
Right. So now if you have a great product, like many people watching have great products, and like the only thing is I can't get anybody to buy it. Right. So the hidden tip right there is it's not your product. Yep. Your product, a great product, is not going to sell itself. Crap will sell with a good offer. Mm-hmm. So what's the golden formula? And this is why I wanted to finish that thought. Yeah. When you take a good offer and combine it with a good product, now you own the market. Exactly. So the thing that you have to have is a good offer. That is what's going to make a good product sell.
Yeah, it's funny because it's not funny, but we were talking in other videos with other people, and the exact same thought came, because it's so true. Like, people don't realize, they think they're not selling, they think, oh, maybe it's my product. Mm-hmm. Maybe I'm doing something wrong, like it's me.
Exactly. No, it's your offer. It's not you, it's not your product, it's your offer. And what happens is, people will go out with a great product, but the product sits on the back end, and they don't know how to position it. They don't know how to use the right words and the right framing and the right storytelling to get people engaged with their product. So they create a marketing campaign and it fails, and what do they blame? They blame their product. And then other people that don't know marketing say, well, maybe people just didn't want that type of software right now. No. No, we can get people to buy anything with a good offer, as I've shown before. You can make millions with it. So combine the good offer with your good product, and the rest is history.
Yeah, that's exactly what we want to offer in Brazil. It's exactly a tool to help make that leap. Like, if you have a good product, and we always see in our videos, if you have a good product, if you don't have it, please.
You got to bring that to the table. Yeah.
Please leave this video right now. We only want to work with people who have a good product.
Yeah, I want to be clear on that.
Yeah, because we know, like you said, we know it's gonna sell. It doesn't matter what. If it's crap or not, it's gonna sell. But we want to help people that actually make a difference, that actually have something of value to people. And then we want to bring the tool to make that bridge between having a good product and having clients getting that product, because otherwise they don't know it's that good. They never bought it. It's like they're behind, like we used to say, like this wall, and they can't see it. So we want to help people make that leap.
Correct.
And then actually get the product.
And what is sad as well is to see a lot of people, like you said, with a great product, and they don't sell it, and then they just don't care anymore about the product, and they start creating other products. So you have a lot of great products that they're forgotten, completely forgotten, because of they can't understand that the offers are probably not the
Just focus on the offer and the marketing.
Imagine how many people you could help with those products that you're not selling. So that's kind of tricky. Now, for another part, a lot of people know you and Andy Jenkins for the Video Genesis project. That was amazing. I mean, everyone enjoyed seeing the videos. It was great. So that brings the question about videos. We usually say that nowadays videos is maybe the most powerful tool to sell online. And I want to know your opinion about what do you think about like video as a sales medium today?
Exactly what it is. You use the right word. It's a medium, right? So if you look at where advertising started, it started one-to-one, and that was effective. People selling the pills on the back of wagon trains going to different cities. The problem with that is you couldn't reach the one-to-many. It was one-to-one. So then it went to the next medium, which was newspapers. But then newspapers continued to work back then and even today, but a new medium came out that made it slightly more effective, and that was radio, and that worked because it was auditory and people could hear the message. But then in the 50s, television came out and became very popular, and you're seeing televisions in every home in the late 50s and 60s with color television in the 70s. What you brought now is visuals and audio together, where you could demonstrate the product and people could see more about you, and you're basically at this point you're working on more senses. Right, and if you can go visual and auditory at that point, you're doing better. So people say, well, what about online marketing? Why did everybody move from online long form sales letters to video? Well, it was simply not that we were testing, saying, well, let's go back old school and go with text. It was because the internet wasn't ready for video. And things are moving fast here, but I do remember that when I did butterfly marketing, I was one of the third guys, probably the third guy to use video, and I could not keep my site loading for the first 3 days of my launch. I had to remove the videos. And I was even streaming them with Google Video, but even at that time, I didn't understand how it was still affecting my page to have all these videos loading. We didn't quite understand. Now, this was 2006. Now, if people want to check on this for me, they can check. I believe the YouTube domain was purchased in 2004. YouTube went live in 2005, and Google bought YouTube in 2006. And that's when I launched my first $1 million product, was in 2006. So today we take video for granted. It's all over. Where do you want to host it? What do you want to use? Vimeo, YouTube, whatever, Amazon. But back then, video was very, very difficult to use, and it was very expensive to use. YouTube was the company that came around and said, hey, we're going to build Flash into the browser, and you don't have to download a codec and all these different things. So then what happened was people started using video, but they would stand in front of a wall. They wouldn't use a microphone like this. I'll be annoying for a second and tap on that. They had the microphone coming out of the back of the side of the camera, and they would do what we call the Dr. Evil death grip, and they would stand like this. That's why you see me holding my thumb. I learned that from Brendan Bouchard. Whenever you're on stage, it seems funny while you do it, but if you look at it when you're watching, just holding the thumb is a very natural position to come in and out of. So much better than this, and people tend to do this and come perfectly back to this. And then you've got the echo and the gray or the beige background behind you, and you're not scripted, and you're the other thing so video gives you the ability to be good, and it gives you the ability to be bad as well. So you can actually go backwards using video. So Andy and I created Video Genesis to teach people how to create better online videos for audio, creating better messages to have better quality video online.
Yeah, if someone hasn't seen the launch videos and Video Genesis itself, we highly recommend it. It's a great product with like that camera we were using right now. I remember I first look at your stuff like, oh, what should I look to get a good camera? Like the external mic, all that kind of stuff, exposition, brightness, and all those things. So if you have the chance, I highly recommend it. You check it out.
Even the iPhone 5S is. We shot our entire video too of our launch and with an iPhone 5.
Yeah, I shot many videos with just an iPhone, like just the regular mic like that, and it works just fine, like for what we need online.
I'm shooting my affiliate today for Traffic Genesis, my update on an iPhone 5S when I get over to the office.
Cool. And the last question we wanted to ask is like something more about something that Rodrigo and myself, we talk a lot about lifestyle and business in general, because we see a lot of people, we tend to talk about 7 digits, 8 digits and millions, but then sometimes we find that people have struggled, that they made the money, they built their business, but it's actually quite almost like they put themselves in a corner, like it's a prison for themselves, because they can't get away. They have the money now, but they don't have the time to actually spend the way they want it. And we read about you and like what happened, and you used to have like 65 employees.
Yes, at one time.
And then you made the change. Well,
$500,000 a month in expenses.
Oh, really?
So yeah, whatever I was making was going out the door.
So even though you were
and I had to manage that.
Yeah.
You know, my good friend John Reese once told me that he learned or read somewhere that what you own owns you, and that when you look at people in debt, they don't stress about losing what they have. They stress about keeping up with the payments for what they have. The truth is, if you get rid of most of that stuff and no longer have to pay for it, you can be just as happy. Simplifying my life was one of the the nicest things I've ever done. I've moved out here. If we didn't mention, we're here in sunny San Diego, right near the gas lamp in the East Village, looking out over
really nice
over the bay over here. Yeah. So
sometimes there's some fire trucks, but it's one of the best places.
And construction, right? But for me, money is just a means to an end. So the first thing we got to get clear on is, what is it that we really want? To say I want $1 million in the bank, well, what does that really mean? Jerry Seinfeld was on with Jay Leno about 15 years ago, whatever it was. I forget when Seinfeld went off the air, and it went into syndication, and he got $100 million. And Jay said, well, that's got to be great. You got $100 million, you got everything you want. And Jerry said, no, actually, Jay, things haven't changed. He says, what, really? Nothing's changed? He says, no. He said, the only good thing about having money is that you no longer have to worry about having money. And that says a lot, because most of the stress and what causes stress and cancer and all these negative things that go into our mind in our body from stress, most of it comes from stressing about paying the bills, paycheck to paycheck, and if I pay my car payment, I can't pay my car insurance, and I need health insurance, and all these things make you worry. And then that goes into, hey honey, do you want anything for dinner? No, I'm fine. Well, you don't have to yell at me. So those stresses now go into the marriage and things like that. So yes, having money is great, but really the best thing about having money is you're no longer worrying about money. So the question then becomes, what do you want to get out of life? And learning from Tony Robbins, you put the circle together. I remember he said, where are you in your business? And fill that line out. I went straight up to the top. And he said, all right, now where are you in your relationships? And that time, I was with my ex-wife. I wasn't happy in our marriage. We're still very good friends, so that was somewhere here. Where are you with your face? Where are you with giving back to the world? And where are you with your health? And compared to where you could be. And he said, now look at that as a wheel, and now imagine that thing going down the road, and it's tick, 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 tick. So I was focused on one spike. So then I realized, okay, to have a better life, I need to be fulfilled. I need to fill that circle of health, giving back to society, and my relationships, and finances, and all these different things, and my faith. All these things need to be complete for me to be a complete person. Money is just one part of the equation. Getting it out of the way so you don't focus on it anymore is the key. And then I've had the toys. I've had the Corvette Z06. I've had the Nissan GTR. I've jumped out of planes at 30,000 feet. I was the 41st civilian to ever do so with Yannick Silver. I've done zero gravity drives. I've done 3-day trips in the Baja Desert in Mexico, driving dune buggies. Been all over the world. And those things are great, but after having done those things, I realized that, okay, it's great to have them in the bucket list, but true fulfillment comes from having a complete wheel and being rounded in many other places.
We usually talk a lot about that, right? Life purpose. A lot of people just focus on the money, like you said. They keep pursuing the money. The money never comes. The money will run away from you, right? If you look for your purpose, if you really look for what you really want as an outcome in life, I think the money will kind of handle itself. It will come eventually as a consequence of your your good work.
Yes.
That's the fire.
Yeah, that's our.
Talking about.
You get a free, you get half price shots at some of the bars when the fire truck comes around.
Actually, we have this podcast, digitallifestyle.com.br, where we talk a lot about lifestyle, because it's really not about money. We don't want to make more frustrated people, rich people in the world. We want to make fulfilled people.
That's it, exactly.
With money. Right?
You said it. If you chase it, it will run. You want to get your dog back in the house, leave it alone, it'll come back. If you chase it, the dog runs away. Money's the same way. Whatever persists. So put your hand up for a second. See how he just starts pushing automatically. It's the laws of the universe. Whatever persists will resist. So if you're persisting on these things, then it's going to resist you. Money is a very simple formula. It's simply a byproduct of giving value. And the way that you make money is a simple formula. It's math. It's based on the number, the amount of value that you provide, and the amount of people that you provide that value to. And we live in a global world where you can provide your value to millions of people all over the world. So focus one, creating the value, get the offer right, and then go market it to millions.
Never has been this easy, I think, to spread your word.
Never.
Right?
Yeah.
Never.
It gets easier and easier, and now with our tool to help you sell.
That's it.
You just gotta do it.
Get that tool, guys.
Yeah.
That was an awesome chat, I think. I think a lot of people took a lot of things out of the conversation, right? If you wanna...
Yeah, no, I think that's it. Mike, thanks a lot for your time. Very busy, and we try to get away from all the fire trucks.
Yeah.
We thanks a lot for bringing the message to Brazil, help people to, well, build their business. Like sometimes people struggle, but we know everyone can do it if they really put their mind and they, like, try it for once. So we really thank you for your time. And any last words or something?
Yeah, no, my pleasure to be here, guys. Thanks very much. As we said, we're here in sunny San Diego. These guys are world travelers. Yeah, very sunny. I'm sweating a little bit here, but no humidity. And get involved with these guys. They are rising stars, and they will be. You know, you got the Frank Kern and John Benson of Brazil here for you guys. The next stars, and I do happen to know a lot about that product that you're coming out with. I'm a customer of it as well, and I highly endorse the product. And make sure you get involed with these guys. You can't lose.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks a lot. That means a lot to us. Well, I think that's it for this video. We thank you very much for watching this, and we see you. Oh, we almost forgot. If you haven't put your email address, please do so. There's a button somewhere here, probably below this video, where you can sign up, and you're going to receive all the next videos talking about more business and more tips for you.
And you can share your comments, of course. You can share your comments. Any questions? How can we help you out with your stuff, your business, your life? Anyways, just share your comments here, and we talk next time, right?
Yeah.
Take it easy, everybody.
Bye-bye.